Elliot, show us your tips. We've got Flemington and Rosehill to get into. Full show this week. How are you tracking through, Beaver?
Tracking through nicely, mate. Going well, and last day of the busy week. So let's hope we finish off on a high.
Looks, famous last words, looks a good betting card. Actually, looks probably the easiest we've had all week, but we've said that before, haven't we? We don't know where the rail is just yet. We're going to kick off at Flemington, where we've got a couple of Group 1s to finish today. We're at Flemington, just waiting to see where they move that rail out to tonight, but it'll be good. I assume swoopers are going to be in play similar to yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah, as it starts to fall out there.
Be the case.
Yeah.
Yep. And not a bad day yesterday. You know, a fair few of the horses that we said would run well did run well. Caravas in the first. I think we both thought it was a live chance. Little mix. You said was good value. My best bet, Foxy Frida won. Quinella in the sprint race, Najim Sahel and Spacewalk, they look to be the ones to beat. I think I tipped Picaroon was one of the two. You like Mumbai Muse. So Dozy was an obvious choice, and unlucky we didn't finish with the winner in the last, unfortunately. And likewise at Hawkesbury, I think it was fairly prosperous there. A few good tips there.
Yeah, we well, aside from I think the 7 seconds.
Kind Words, Celestial, Future, New Mandate was a nice one.
Got out to $8. You could have got better actually than $8. I was a bit surprised at New Mandate. It was an easy bet to have, and on course I ended up liking the last Anderson Bridge in the last paraded really well. So
there you go.
Got something out there, but that didn't really help the viewers of the show.
The second hot, fancy that the second Waller runner paying $15.
I know. It's horse to follow out for actually Driftnet. If it goes next maiden, it runs in it. Carried on like an absolute pig for it to run so well behind Kind Words. It'll win a maiden soon. It might come back to a Warwick Farm maiden and win just something from on course. But it was good to get out there and catch up with a couple of old friends of the show, Muzz and Mick and Kylie. Good to see them. It's been 4 years or so, I think, since I'd had a beer with them. And Johnny was out there too, who sent us through, I think, of the 6 tips he sent us on Melbourne Cup Day, I think 5 won. So shout out to him as well.
There you go.
So something along the way. Anyway, it was a good day out there, but we've got to get back to Flemington, as we said, which should be a good day. Nice and warm. We're going to kick off benchmark 90 over the mile. And I'll let you have first crack at this.
Yeah, thanks, Daggy. And been waiting for this horse for its next run in number 6, Von Hawk. Liked it last start, ran third behind Euphoric, who ran a very nice race yesterday, finishing second. And in that run, Von Hawk was struck wide the whole way. It did extremely well to finish within a length of the winner there, carrying 57, gets 54 here. Gate 2, J-Mac aboard. Nice bet to start the day.
Yeah, perfect.
Main danger number 5, Farfine.
Yep, perfect map for it. I think J-Mac just picks where he wants, tags on the back of Typhoon Harmony, and kicks off with a winner. I thought the obvious here might have ended up being Sequestered, but when I went back and watched that replay, I don't think it ran the mile out. I think it gassed out about 1,400. I know this is now second start of the mile, but a little bit disappointing. And what are we doing with Godolphin? I know just won the Oaks. But what are we doing with Godolphin in Melbourne? They don't feel like they're necessarily firing like they had been 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, outside of Zardozi, some of the others seem to be, just not letting down and sprinting as quick as what they have elsewhere. And just, it's a little bit disappointing. I've seen a couple of them that look like they're going to win and just don't seem to be able to do that.
Which is a bit of a concern because I like a few later on. My main danger to Von Hawk, though, that all being said, is Acceleration, who's a horse we've had a bit of an opinion of, got a big sprint on it, and trials have been good, kicking off at a mile off 3 jump outs. I assume he'll be prepped and might be the other stalker. Race 2 is 1,200 metre listed race here for the girls. And look, I've come up with a Godolphin runner. Actually, he's a bit nervous, but I've come up with Paracel, who's come down from the Invitation. Now getting deep into the prep, which might be the other concern. They tend to run better fresh, some of these blue colour horses. But last time it was in Melbourne, it made Benedetta work to beat it. And there's also not a lot of pace here. I think it's just going to get its own way up front. So I am going to put it up on top. From 2 at value, Vongole, a little bit forgotten here. Trialled really well behind Najim Sahale and Star Patrol. Looks a big price to me. And Unusual Culture, I know might want the run, maybe getting ready for some 14 and 1600 metre stuff. But at 30s, worth some thought, in my opinion, here, because it's just an honest line chaser. Who have you found?
Yeah, I found 2 here that I'm going to play, and the first one's Lombardo, and the top weight here, I think around the $15 mark. It's very nice odds. Had the 2 runs in this time, finishing 4th in both, and they've been in good company. Group 2 first up, 4 lengths behind Asphora. Thought that was a lovely run, and then back that up with only a couple of lengths behind She Dances at Moonee Valley. I think this sets up nicely here, and if it can get back to its best, I think it can figure here. From It's Our Time, that was a good run on Saturday, behind Spacewalk, less than a length off them, goes well down the straight, and I think it can run well again backing up here. They're my 2.
The third is the Amanda Elliot, a listed race, 1,400 metres for the 3-year-olds. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I've got Schwarz on top here. I was keen last start. Nothing about that run made me change my mind here. Missed the kick and did very well to finish within a couple of lengths of Archo Nacho on a field that suited the on a track that suited the on paces there. I think this sets up nicely. Drops 3 kilos on that, and I think it's going to be super hard to beat from the 2 gate.
I agree.
Pretty keen on this one.
Yeah, bomb the start there too. I think if it jumps on terms, it'll take up a much better spot. And should it do that, it's got plenty of upside on top for me as well. And make the danger, again, the blue colours in Pantalone. Had to sit 3 wide last time out and was pretty brave. Still was fighting at the finish. So I'll make it the main danger here. The 4th is a 2,600 metre Queen Elizabeth Stakes, Group 3 level. And I have loved the way Muramasa has come back in. It's also had an opinion of last time out. They ironed out some issues. It's now come back and it's flying. Really top order. And it meets a field full of absolute whackers who I'm sick of talking about. So it's on top. From Tara Mansour, who should have won the Bendigo Cup, but it was just another second for me in the last month or so. I think it's a big price and is a main danger. And I'm going to make a case as the other one, other chance here being So Dazzling. Was stuck back to the inside in that Moonee Valley Cup. Held up before finally getting out. I think from the outside gate, down in weight, can run well. They're the only 3 I'm throwing in early quaddy because the rest of these make me sick. Grant.
Well, I think you've missed one here, mate. I think number 2, Duke Tessessa, is going to be super hard to beat here. I'm going through the Group 1 form here. We saw the Caulfield Cup stand up in the Melbourne Cup. This horse finished 9th in the Caulfield Cup, coming from near last on the turn. Was 7 lengths from without a fight, but most of these would have been further. And it came out and won the cup. So that's a good form line for me there. Can't go past that. And prior to that, 4 lengths behind Gold Trip in the Group 1 at Flemington, coming from back in the field. And prior to that, over 1,400 behind Mr. Brightside. So this horse has formed through some really, really good races and really strong races. And then even if you go back prior to that, back to April, finished 8th behind Mr. Brightside. I think that was in the big Randwick Mile there, and came from well back in the field, only 3 lengths behind him there. This
I think it was back to that day.
2,600.
I think there was a bit of money for it that day. Back at Randwick.
Might have been a little bit of money here. 4th up here. This is a good bet.
Okay. Fair enough. I think Muramasa would have run just as well as it in a Caulfield Cup. Was my take on it. But respect your opinion, of course. The 2,000 metre Matriach Stakes is up next.
So nice of you.
Yeah, that's why I keep you around. Do you want to have a crack at this for the girls? 2,000 metres, Group 3 level.
Yeah, tricky affair here. I'm going for number 4, Steinem. I think it's working up to a win here. Again, liked its last start at Caulfield behind Muramasa, given it's one of yours. Ran on nicely there over the 2,000. Fitter for this, and its previous form wasn't bad as well. Not far behind Amelia's Jewel. and then didn't do a lot when it was way back behind Brightside. But again, horse that's had racing good company, and I think it's improving here. Hardest to beat, maybe the New Zealander that's come over for this. Number 8, Pearl of Alsace, can run well.
I like one here. I like Amokura. Resumed in the angst at Randwick. Just was snagged back there, hunted along the fence, eased up late. There was a complete barrier trial. Second up to 2,000 metres. Ollie jumps back on. Last time was at 2,000 metres. Second up, won a maiden by 9 lengths. Went up to Queensland. I know it was only fillies form, but towed up 2 fillies fields there. I think this is a nice horse, and I'm going to have a little crack at this at the double figures. You've made the case for Steinem, so I agree with what you've said there. And Thalassophile is doing a good job at the moment. Had to do some chasing from a long way out behind an N4 mare. I think this sets up well. If Swoopers are in play, it'll be the one coming down the outside. Neither of us mentioned Denied Knowledge, who is the favourite. I just got a feeling it might be a little gassed, trying to chase that breakaway leader last week, so I went around it. What was my thinking there?
Yeah, cool.
Cool. The Group 1 Darley Champion Sprint, 1,200 metres up the straight, and the clash of Imperatriz and In Secret is one of the highlights of the card. How are you going to line up these two mares, or is there a knockout shot?
Look, I'm going for Imperatrix. It's just impossible not to. Horse is flying at the moment, just looks a cut above everything. And I think the main danger is Asphora, and it's $13, which it beats comfortably 2 starts back for Asphora. It goes well. Obviously, some other horses in this are going flying at the moment. Bella Nipotina, that was outstanding. Star Patrol was a good win last start, and Espiona was just as impressive. So a range of horses going well here, but I just think they're running for second. This is a flying machine.
I loved the fact that Imperatriz was able to show pace last time out, just crossed and led and did what it wanted. On top for me, I think, because the rivals are here, you might even get better than Black Figures. I think that's a good bet. Has took the option to avoid the Everest, and I think it's paid off, and a payoff again here. We've seen pretty much every runner that ran in the Everest come out and be flat since. And we've got 2 here off the same boat, which is Bernard's Not chasing In Secret. So just going to take them on. In Secret, obviously unbeaten up the straight and is very impressive. Little scared, but as I said, just going to take that fact that it's going to have to back up off that Everest and make the main danger Star Patrol. I thought that was a good run up the straight last time out. It's come back in good order and has more to offer. Asphora, obviously honest and will lead. And I think Airman can run well. Maybe one Fear Exotics, but obviously have to do a good job to beat some of those better horses home. In lockstep there, I guess. The 7th is Group 1 Champions Mile, with all the form coming out of the Cox Plate. And I'm going to say that if that was a solidary run Cox Plate, I think Fangirl's in the finish. So I'm putting it on top for J-Mac. Last time it met Mr. Brightside at the mile at Roundwick. It gave it a toweling. So I'm sticking fat with Fangirl, and it's on top. But they'll run well. Mr. Brightside will run well, always does. Alligator Blood will run well, always does. Pride of Jenny did some good. I know it was, it was a ride that won at the race, which maybe why it's priced so long, but did a fair job winning that race. And at 20s, no reason it couldn't run like a Cornella here at $17.
Yeah, look, I've gone for Fangirl too because Pride of Jenny's in it. I think that means that they will roll along here, and that means that there should be some pace on. With any luck, I would have been a bit more concerned if there was no pace setter here, and Alligator Blood could have jiggy jogged along in front and have to go past it. So I'm hoping Pride of Jenny goes like the Clappers. Alligator Blood and Brightside do the chasing. Fangirl sits in behind and gets the last shot. So that's the way I'm going as well.
Beauty, there it is. You've jumped off the Brightside bandwagon.
I have.
It's been a good bandwagon.
Well, I wasn't on it last start.
No, that's true. Race 8 is a 2,000 metre champion stakes, $3 million, weight for age, Group 1. And West Wind Blows has been absolutely fantastic. You've already mentioned the form around Caulfield Cup, around the Cox around the other lead up where Gold Trip nabbed it late. I think this is its race. Gate 2 means it gets to take up a spot where it wants, probably just on Zaki's back. This is its race, third up now in Oz. Should get the chocolates from Prowess. Did a good job there winning. I know Antino was unlucky, but still had to do the job. He's fresh blood here. I think they're the key too. My quaddie would probably throw in Montefilia and Dues just for my own sanity, but I'm also quite keen to bet around Zaki. So while we're still getting a price, West Wind Blows looks good to me.
I'm with you. West Wind Blows for me. Going with those form lines, quality horse. And they've obviously, set this as another target on top of Caulfield Cup, deciding not to go to the Melbourne Cup. So I think it's going to be super hard to beat, and I think it can eat this field up.
The 9th is 1100 metre benchmark 80. It's going to take us home. Who do you like here?
Yeah, good little race to finish the day with a little bit of value. I come up with 2. I've settled on number 10, Ray Maginiero. I thought its last run was really good and impressive, and I think it's a progressive type here over the 1,000 metres. I think the straight track will suit, and I think it's going to be super hard to beat. Main danger, Mornington Glory. Love the way that it's finally got another win on the board last start. That was a good run, sitting midfield and let down nicely. This might be the knockout chance here, so I'd be saving on it.
Good race to finish the card, and we can make a case for a bunch of these. I like the fact that Kin turns up here fresh for the blue colours. Gets J-Mac outside gate, last race of the carnival. Last time it was in Melbourne, it had that massive win at Caulfield, then just couldn't win the way the race was won following that. But resumes here, nice enough trial. I've got on top from Lounge Bar Ruby, who just seems a big price to me, is an honest mare at 20s. I'll throw in my quaddie. You can forgive both 1100 metre runs. I went back and had a look. It hadn't won at their distance yet, but both you can forgive. You mentioned a couple of others, and Give Me Giggles will also go in the quaddie, just building a nice little resume. Do you want to tell us what your quaddie is going to look like, though?
Yeah, well, mates, give us a crack at the quaddie here. I'm going first leg, which is race 6, number 8, Imperatrix, number 10, Asphora, and number 9, Espiona.
Okay.
In the second leg, I'm going number 1, Mr. Brightside, number 6, Fangirl, number 2, Alligator Blood. In the third leg, which is race 8, I'm going number 4, West Wind Blows, number 11, Prowess, number 10, A Tissue. And to finish the day, I'm going number 10, Ray Maginero, number 13, Mornington Glory, number 7, Views, and number 11, River Noir.
Beautiful. For progretracing.com.au, what is your best in value?
My best bet comes up in race 8, number 4, West Wind Blows. Keen on that, among others. And race 5, number 4, Steinem is my value bet of the day.
I'm going to make my best race 4, number 9, Muramasa. I think it runs well there. And race 5, number 2, Amokura, my value. So perhaps a cheeky Quinella from the boys in the girls' race there. We've got to head up to Rosehill on a hot day in Sydney town. Rail moves into the 3 metre mark. Sort of was itchy to get back to some standard summer racing, and now I've got it. It's not that interesting, is it, Beaver?
No, the meeting itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen on a few things here at Rosehill.
Cool. Can't wait to hear it. Let's kick off with 1,800 metre benchmark 78. Are you keen on something here?
Not overly in the first, more back end of the card, keen on a fair few there, but looking at the first, the main chances in the market look to hold the key. I'm going for number 9, Rise to It, for the Mar Eustace stable. 1 beating Celestial Fury at Hawkesbury, which came out and won yesterday. So that's a good form line, coming off another win there. Just going really good at the moment, just progressing nicely. And gate 1, Gibbons aboard. I think it holds the key.
Yeah, I've ended up deciding at least it's going to be up there on pace. So it's on top for me. Not that excited about the race. It's on top. Touristics a proper Saturday horse. It'll run well, but may have a job chasing down the leader. That's how I saw it. The second is a 2,400 metre benchmark 78. I'm going to put Spaycaster on top here. Had a massive job to do to reel in that lead a first time to 2,400. I think now it's had that run. It sets it up well for this. Father's Day will be out and making him work again, but an average race, at least it should have some more upside. Was heavily back there too, so I think it can bounce back. What are you thinking?
I'm going the other Waller runner with Nash aboard. Like the way it chased last start. Thought that wasn't a bad run. Gets the extra distance here. It's got plenty of ticker. It'll chase hard, and just thought it might have a little bit of class edge here with the Rilla Waller combination.
Cool. Hasn't gone that great at the track was my only concern, but did look sort of obvious. The third is 1,100 metre benchmark 78, which you can have a crack at.
Yeah, tricky race, but going to go for the favourite here in Eagle's Nest. Third up, first two wins this prep in, drawn well here, and I think again it can sort of posse up where it needs to posse up and give a really good sight. Probably goes to the lead, if anything, and given the way that Rosehill has played of recent times, generally been favouring on pace in the lead. So I think this might suit here, and that's the way I'm going to play.
Yeah, it finds a right Saturday race to come to, and it's had a couple of sort of tracks that have assisted it, but probably gets the same, as you said, although 3 metres I've treated as being hopefully fair, but once it starts drying out, it's going to be very hard to make ground. Danger would be Miss Hellfire, would probably be on top if it wasn't for the jockey booking, but does get gate 1 and will get last crack. Should it have even luck, I think it fights out the finish. The fourth is the Highway, a standard class 3, 1,400 metres, and we don't need to change a formula, do we? We get to the Highway, we get Nash, we get Matt Dunn off a Queensland win. Just keeps working. So you're getting $6 for it. I'm going to back Bandasher each way. I'm going to make the Danger, who I will back as well. The Dramatist, who I thought was quite good, resuming a couple of weeks back. And 1,400 metres second up definitely suits other bits and pieces, but I thought that was the best run in that lead-up race. And they're the two bets I'll have. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm concerned about gate 20, to be honest.
Okay.
And for that reason, I've left it out. I just can't. If they have to go back, and that's where, or get caught wide, I just can't see him winning. And I'm just concerned as to where a horse like Bandasher gets in the running, among other things. So based on that, I come up with 2. Monty Outlander, I think it can posse up well wherever it wants here from gate 4, gets the 3 kilo claim, and has been running well enough last few starts. Main Danger, Bentaki, similarly, 1, 2 of 3 this prep, and appears to go all right and jumps close enough on pace. So I just went for the better barrier draws here in this affair.
That makes sense. The fifth is a 1,200 metre benchmark 72. Who have you found in this one?
Yeah, tough race, this one. Kind of went looking for something that could beat the favourite, but couldn't find anything. I thought again, third up here, gets fully fit here. And the way the map works, I think from gate 4, gets the set up here, probably Vindication comes across and leads, and might just get to sit on their back here, and that holds the key in the last hundreds. So I've gone that way. Don't overly like the race, and I think there's better races coming, but that's my pick.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the race either. I agree with the market that Shadows of Love's probably the right horse here. Third up, right run, feels short to me, just over $2. Vindication's running really well. It'll do the same again and be on pace. And Sumo Stars first up off a nice trial and will lead. I'm in the same order as the market, essentially. But to be honest, I don't know if I'll even bet into it. The 6 is a 1,400 metre Hot Danish, a Group 2 for the girls. Not the most exciting mares race we've seen, but there has been plenty of them lately. Who do you like here? I assume you're starting to get a bit keener on the rest of this card.
Yeah, I am starting to get keen on the rest of this card here. Obviously, three main chances here. I'm sticking with the Mar Eustace combination and the group form and open class form here. first up was pretty good. Didn't have a lot of luck in Royal Merchant, a few lengths behind Magic Time, but I thought that was a pleasing enough run, and then really improved 2 lengths off Espiona last start. I think that's the right form lines for a race of this nature. Gate 4, hardest to beat.
Add it to the Spangler list because I'm jumping off after tipping in both those races. I've just gone with the map, and I think that Called Eye with Nash will lead. I think there's no other pace here. Those two will probably just go to the front, actually. I just look at the Racing New South Wales maps, it's the other way around. But I think those two go to the front, those two fight out the finish, and I'm just going to back Nash to get the pace right. Royal Merchant is an obvious danger, but off to big SPs. Has improved both runs, and I assume this was probably a target from the start. So, yeah, they're the two for the quaddie. The 7th is the Golden Gift, 1,100 metres for the 2-year-olds. And the favourite is drawn out here. Short price favourite in Shangri-La Express. And I was not so much taking it on, but I was going to play away from it because of that. I'm going to back a couple at a big each-way price. The first is Graham, who really ate up the line in the last trial. Blew, I think, one of the first Godolphin 2-year-olds we've seen step out in the new season. Around $17. I'm going to have something on it from the Swoopers Gate. From Trafalgar Square, who has trialled really well on 2 occasions. And David Payne might have found himself a half-decent 2-year-old here. I'm going to play around those two. And I'm more I've thought about this, the more I'm tempted to back up on Scampy, that trialled really well, came to town, led, gassed out, went away, trialled really well off pace again. It may go back, and if it does, could find a line and improve. So not necessarily knocking any of the Waterhouse runners, but just was looking away at a bit of value. What are you thinking?
I did the same, but then I just came back to the Waterhouse spot stable and thought this horse has a bit of speed to burn, and wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of scratchings, so it might come in a gate or two. Again, I think it's going to go quick. It's going to get to the lead and look to hold on. And if there's any favouritism in being on pace, then this will be able to extract it. So keen to see how the track is playing. Playing how I think it is, I think this might be a really good bet. And
it'll have the stablemate leading with it. So we've seen how often they can double team up front and control these sort of races. The 5th, or the 8th, in fact, is the 5 Diamonds, 1,800 metres for $2 million for the 5-year-olds. What are we doing with Antino?
Oh, you've got to be on. It's gate 2, gets the perfect draw here. Again, has the group 1, 2, 3 form. It's flying at the moment. In all honesty, they've brought it here, and you come for this rather than and targeted something in Melbourne. That's a good pointer for me. I think the $3 is a good price. And I think, again, it's going to be on pace, and that's going to suit. And some of the main dangers are get back and run on horses. So I've got Antino on top. Main danger, Unspoken.
Yeah, track pattern will decide here, because if we're swooping, I want to be with the Waller runners. In, first of all, Democracy Manifest just keeps attacking the line, getting dragged back and attacking the line. Hopefully it now goes Tyler Schiller the last 3 starts to Nash, and if it can get a running line spot, I think it's right in this at the double figures. From Waterford, who sat a bit closer last time, gate 18, yeah, like I said, I want to be seeing them run on before I really commit. I think it can run well enough, though. If it is up the inside, then I think Antino, gate 2, still makes me a bit nervous, given the luck it's had, but it is due to get some even luck, and if it does, it's obviously the hardest to beat. I went looking for a couple others, but I decided Hope in a Heart was a wet tracker and left it out, and Faulkner Park at a price I may have been able to make a case for, but as we said, it's a little bit bias related on how I end up playing this. The 9th is a 1,400 metre benchmark 78, where I'm going to stick with Gringotts, who did a fair enough job to win last time out. He's taken a couple of starts to get going, but attacked the line pretty well. Gets a nice enough run here, close to the pace, and he's on top. From Mars Mission, who now draws inside, but quick backup off an impressive win. I think they're the 2 main hopes here, Beaver.
Yeah, Gringotts for me. I was waiting for it to win another race, because Well, it hadn't been disappointing. I was a bit unsure how it was tracking in Sydney. Loved the way it won last start. That was tacked the line really nicely there. That was a good win. They backed it heavily and it won. And I think it's a much easier field, to be honest. Don't see too many dangers, and I think it's a nice bet.
Going to wrap up with the 1200 metre benchmark 78. How are you finishing today?
Yeah, going to stick with the favourite here as well. This looks like a promising horse. Won its last two. Hawkesbury, 2 starts gave nothing else a chance there. One hard held and come out at Randwick and did similar. I think again here, gate 6 is fine. This is not a tough race and clear on top pick for me and pretty weak affair.
I was going to take you on with your blessing at the $6. I liked it first up at a price, ran well, and it can just be the stalker. It's just going to be the right spot to have the last crack at Gustisismo, and I think it can win. It's on top from the favourite. You made the case, it'll lead, and by the time we get to 6 o'clock tomorrow, that might just be the only one I want to back if it is all just rails and run. But I think that's a race, as you said, it's not a strong contest. The quaddie at Sydney. Let's go with first leg, number 1, Shangri-La Express, number 4, Scampy, number 7, Graham, 13, Better Being Single, who will be the other pace in the race, and 15, Trafalgar. Second leg, 3, Antino, 7, Democracy Manifest, 12, Unspoken, 13, Waterford, 16, Faulkner Park. Third leg, 1, Gringotts, 2, Atmosphere, 6, Mars Mission, and we'll come home with 3, With Your Blessing, and 10, Gustisismo. Your best in value, Rosehill.
Yeah, my best comes up race 8, number 3, Antino. I think it'll be winning, and my value bet comes up is a multi. Race 8, number 3, Antino. All on to race 9, number 1, Gringotts. All on to race 10, number 10, Gustisismo.
Lovely. I'll take you on.
About 20 to 1 there, mate.
That's not bad, but I'm going to take you on. I'm going to make my best without your blessing, just because I struggled to find much else. Race 10, number 3. Race 8, number 7, Democracy Manifest is my best value on the program. What's happening in Queensland? Anything up there?
Queensland, there's 10. There's 8, 9 races up there,
races.
mate. That's what's going on.
I saw
of course, sorry.
And Michael Rod's back riding up there, which is good to see.
Nice to see.
I'll tell you what, if he turns up there in his best form, he's got a lap on most of them.
Some of these. Yeah. So my tips up there, race 3, number 7, Midnight Tokyo. I think it can be winning. On to race 5, number 4, Victory Win. I think it's going to be hard to beat. And then as we got later in the day, race 8, number 10, Zoroastro. I think it's going to be hard to beat. And bit of value, race 9, number 7, Duke of Buckingham.
Beautiful. The only other one I had from round Australia, Wyong, race 4, number 3, O to V. I think that's not a bad kickoff point for it. Let's have a look around the tail end of the Spring Carnival. We've got through a big week. We'll be back next week. We've got let us know what you want us to preview, because I think the Canterbury Nights are starting to kick off too. So if you'd prefer some Friday night previews instead of Wednesdays, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, I assume we'll be back Wednesday, Beaver. Any thoughts on that?
Mate, we'll see how the fields pan out, but we'll come back Wednesday and then maybe some sneaky tips
for the Friday.
Elsewhere.
Beauty. And of course, we'll be back Friday to do this all again. But take care, guys. Check out progretracing.com.au, and we'll talk soon.